Hi guys, how are you doing? It's really been a while. I hope you are staying safe. Please let's continue to stay safe. All right, on to our today's video. Let me quickly do a brief recap of what we studied last time. Last time we talked about summary writing. I told you that summary writing is when you highlight or bring out the main ideas in a particular passage. Now you're not copying out the whole passage or some parts of the passage, but rather you're bringing out key points, specific points, main ideas of the writer in the passage. Now, we talked about the do's and don'ts of summary writing. I remember I told you that the most important to do in summary writing is that you ensure that you ensure that you do not copy from the passage. Ensure that you do not copy maybe a particular sentence or paragraph or lift some words from the passage. Try as much as possible to write whatever the question requires you to write in your own words. That is summary writing. When you give back to the examiner in your own words what you understand by the passage. And then we talked about some other do's and don'ts too. So please take your time to revise the notes and to practice. Practice with as much as summary questions as possible. All right, so today we are going to be moving on to another topic in our grammar section. Last time we talked about writing, that's summary writing, the writing aspect. Today we are going on to the grammar aspect, and we are picking on one of the topics. That's for week 3. We are looking at adjuncts. Adjuncts. We are looking at adjuncts. Now we are going to be looking at the meaning of adjuncts and other things that pertains to adjuncts. All right, so our topic is adjunct, as I've said earlier. Let's move on to our lesson objectives. At the end of this lesson, you should be able to define adjuncts. That's the number one thing. I'm going to give you the definition of an adjunct, then you learn it. You should be able to define adjuncts. Number 2 point is that you should be able to highlight the functions of an adjunct. We also have some functions of an adjunct in English language, so you should be able to highlight their functions. And then number 3, you should be able to give examples of adjuncts in English language, examples of adjuncts in English language, and also to use these adjuncts in sentences. Give examples of adjuncts and also to use these examples in sentences. All right, let's proceed to the first lesson objective. That's the definition. What is an adjunct? An adjunct simply means something adjoining or added on. It simply means something adjoining or added on. It is a part of a sentence which provides the reader with information which is additional to that contained in the subject, verb, or complement of a sentence. Now, an adjunct simply means you adding something. You already have a part. You already have a part, maybe some group of words, a sentence, a clause. You already have a group of words. So when you're adding something else now to give more information, that is adjunct. What you're adding, the extra word you're adding or the extra phrase you're adding is adjunct, because you're adding it to give more information. It is adjoining, added on to. That is why it is called adjunct. You're adding it to that already group of words that you have. You're adding another word or another phrase to it to give more information to what has been provided in the previous sentence. Now, an adjunct is more like a class of adverb. When we go into the examples, you'll see similarities between your adjunct and adverb. So it's more like a class of adverb. We have 3 main classes of adverb. We have the adjunct, we have the conjunct, and the disjunct. So in our next class, or probably the upper one, we'll talk about conjunct, and disjuncts. But today we are looking at adjuncts. So adjunct simply adds more information. It gives additional information to what we already have in the sentence or in the clause. So an adjunct simply means something adjoining, something that is added to another thing. It is a part of a sentence which provides the reader with information which is additional. Now the sentence already have an information. There is an information contained in the sentence before. But when you now add your adjuncts, adjoining thing, when you now add it to that sentence, it is giving us additional information. We are adding to that information the information contained in the subject, verb, or complement of the sentence. All right, so please take your time to learn the definition of an adjunct. All right, let's move on to the functions. Functions of an adjunct. What does the adjunct do in a sentence? And I told you that the adjunct has a close relationship with the adverb. It is more like a class of an adverb. So what does an adverb do? An adverb qualifies a verb or an adverb in a sentence. Now, an adverb gives more information about the verb in a sentence, about another adverb in a sentence. All right, now the same thing too with an adjunct. An adjunct gives more information about when, how, where, why an action takes place in a sentence. Do you understand? The adjunct gives us more information about the manner, the place, the time, the reason why an action takes place in the sentence. Then another function of an adverb, of an adjunct rather, is that it modifies adjectives. It modifies adjectives in a sentence. It modifies adverbs. It also focuses on specific ideas in the sentence. It focuses on specific ideas in a sentence. When you go into the examples, you will see the variations in all of these functions. It focuses on specific ideas in a sentence. Now, because the adjunct is going to give us more information about a specific action, about a specific idea, that adjunct will be focusing on that adverb, on that verb or adverb in a sentence. Are we together? All right, so I take the functions again. Adjunct conveys information about when, where, how, and why, which are also the functions of an adverb. Adjunct modifies adverbs and adjectives in a sentence. And the last one, adjunct focuses on specific ideas in a sentence. It focuses on specific ideas, specific actions in a sentence. All right, let's move on. Now we are moving on to examples of adjuncts, examples of an adjunct, examples of an adjunct. Now we can have adjuncts as a single word. We can have it also as a phrase. We can have adjunct as a single word. We can have it as a phrase. Now adjunct as single words, we have yesterday, words like yesterday, sorrowfully, just, and so on. Then adjunct as a phrase, we have words like in the morning, with great reluctance, before he went out, and so on and so forth. Now let's look at these examples in sentences. Number one, the meeting had already commenced before the president arrived. The meeting had already commenced before the president arrived. Now let's look at this sentence. The meeting had already commenced. That is the first part of the sentence. Now, if I tell you the meeting had already commenced, you get the picture of what I'm saying, It is a complete sentence. It is, comprehensive. Anybody that hears that, knows what I'm trying to say, that the meeting had started. Now, but because I want to give more information about the time when it started, then I made use of another group of words, another phrase, and I use it to back up the sentence. This other group of words is what we call the adjuncts. I add it because I'm going to be adding it to the sentence to give more information to what I'm saying, to give more information to the verb, to the action in the sentence. Now it is before the president arrived. And this answers the question of time, when. The meeting had already commenced before the president arrived. Now, when did the meeting, started? When did the meeting commence? Before the president arrived. That is answering the question of time. So the adjunct here is answering the question of time. It is giving us more information about the time that the action in the sentence started. And let's look at the next example. Suddenly, it started to rain. Suddenly it started to rain. I told you the adjunct can be as a single word, it can also be as a phrase. That's a group of words without defining it there. Now, suddenly the single word and it is an adjunct. Suddenly it started to rain. This adjunct here is telling us the manner, like, did it give any sign before it started to rain? No. All of a sudden, it just started. The rain just started all of a sudden. So suddenly, it started to rain. The third example we'll look at is, I will call Mr. Charles in the morning. I will call Mr. Charles in the morning. Now, I will call Mr. Charles is complete, also a complete sentence on its own. Just like what we have in it started to rain, it is complete, and then the meeting had already commenced. They are all, sensible sentences. But when we add another group of words or another word to it to give us more information about the action in that sentence, then what we are adding is the adjuncts. So in the morning, now I said I will call Mr. Charles in the morning. In the morning, that is the time that I will call Mr. Charles, not in the afternoon, not in the night. Now, whoever I'm talking to, if I didn't mention the time that I'll be calling Mr. Charles, the person might not ask him. I just tell you that I'll call Mr. Charles, you already get the information, so you might not even bother to question me for that. When are you going to call him and all of that? But because I want to give more information, I want to add more to it. I want to, make you get a more better understanding of the information. I now tell you, I move further to tell you the time that I'll be calling Mr. Charles. I will call Mr. Charles in the morning. So that is the function of adjuncts. They give us more information about the action in the sentence. All right, so I'm going to leave you with these brief notes so that you can take your time with this brief explanation rather, so that you can take your time to run through the notes again, check the examples. Then in our next video, when we'll be talking about conjuncts and disjuncts, then we'll be able to bring the two together and expatiate further. So please take your time, read the notes, attempt the exercises that you have there. I give you some exercises on adjuncts to identify the adjuncts in some sentences, and to also use some adjuncts in sentences. So please take your time, attempt all the exercises, and study the notes in itself. All right, thank you. See you soon. Please continue to fix it. Bye. All right, take care of yourself. My regards to everyone now. Bye.